Hello there, and welcome into the SunDevilSource ASU baseball post-game recap alongside Maxwel Madden. I'm Werner at Phoenix Municipal Stadium, where Arizona State dropped this outing today to the USC Trojans, 8-4. Max, what were your main takeaways from the Sun Devils' loss today?
Well, we saw a lot of the problems that ASU's had all season kind of rear their head again in this matchup. The starting pitching was a little bit inconsistent. We weren't sure who was going to start until it was announced today, which leads to consistency issues, of course. And then defensive mishaps. Carter Aldretti out in left field runs into Gage Canning in the top of the fifth. That leads to another run and a sacrifice fly. Base running issues. Hunter Bishop, not really sure where he was at, trying to go to third on a walk when there was no runner at first. So there's a lot of the same issues that ASU has had that Tracy Smith deems fixable, and they are, but we haven't actually seen that take place yet.
So in this game, we didn't know who was going to be the starter. As you mentioned, it was Sam Romero, the right-handed junior transfer from Phoenix Union College, and he pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and got pulled after that. The bullpen really couldn't hold anything together, couldn't hold runs off the board for ASU. What did you think was the main struggle there?
I think it's difficult as a reliever to establish consistency when you don't have maybe stricter or more defined roles in the bullpen, and of course that becomes circular thinking and reasoning because you don't have defined roles because no one's really thriving and no one's thriving because you don't have roles, and so these guys are thrown into situations. Dylan Raish came in early in the fifth after a couple runners moved to second and third. I'm not sure if that was the right call because it wasn't indicative of Romero struggling, but. Also, Chaz Montoya really struggling. Tracy Smith called his pitches flat. But I think the biggest problem is until you string a bunch of good relief appearances together, it's going to be difficult to be consistent, which is what Tracy Smith is, searching for.
So ASU drops its second consecutive game, loses the series to USC, and is going to have a tough test next weekend against the number 2 ranked team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal. What do you think is a realistic expectation of what the Sun Devils can do next weekend in Palo Alto?
Well, this was their 3rd consecutive Pac-12 series loss. This would be their 4th overall consecutive loss. And I haven't seen anything out there, and I didn't see anything out there today that would lead me to believe that something different is going to happen, especially on the road against a great team like Stanford. So I would say that ASU is realistically slated for 1 win if they can get that. It's very important to avoid the sweep because we know a bunch of tumultuous series can really have a negative effect on the clubhouse. So possibly 1 win.
So ASU drops this game 8-4. They lose the series 2 games to 1 and fall to 14-18, 6-6 in the Pac-12. He's Maxwel Madden. I'm Werner. And for more ASU baseball content, keep it locked on SunDevilSource.com.